All right. I got someone with their hand up. It says they're from New York City. It's, the last four digits is 8793. So who am I speaking with?
Hi, Mitch. This is Yelena.
Hey, Yelena. How you
Talk to
doing?
you. I'm doing
Nice to meet
fine.
you.
Doing fine.
How y'all doing?
So, doing okay. I have a question, of course. So we are closing on a contract for deeds on the property that we bought subject to VA loan.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to make it happen. Actually, the person we are selling it to is our contractor. So it's a young family that we want to help them, but we, of course, our delta, we're making $1,000 a month in payment. The delta between VA 3.25% and our 10% makes up for the lack of down payment. Like some of the down payment, he is going to work on some of the stuff that we have. So it was a decision that we made. So to go ahead with that. My question is, the loan amount, the VA loan is very new. So the loan balance is $270. It's $15,000 in arrears. Whether we would be able to push it to the back or not, we don't know. We're very early in that process. So technically, our liability is $285. The loan, the way we will have it, the principal will be like $260. So in this unlikely situation that, let's say he wins the lottery or something and he pays us off, we're going to be short on a loan, on the mortgage. Again, we're not on the mortgage, and the seller actually declared bankruptcy, so he really doesn't care much, but I really don't want to. We're making commitment to make it work.
Okay,
so what would
you're right now, it sounds like your sales price is $285. What are you selling the house for?
Well, the purchase price is lower than our purchase price because the payment, let's say the mortgage payment that they're paying us $2,650. Our mortgage payment with taxes and insurance is $1,600. So we are okay on the payment as long as the loan is in place. How do I protect us from him, let's say, refinancing? I know it's it's like slim to none, the chance of that. But let's say he wins the lottery.
Okay, well, so what did you sell the house for?
The purchase price is like $260. Because if I do the purchase price at the amount of the loan, he doesn't have enough money for down payment then, and then I will have to reduce the payment. I'd rather keep the payment higher.
Well, I know, but so your liability is $285 and you're selling it for $260.
Right.
It doesn't sound like it works, and I'm just going to warn you. The more you try to help out people, and the less you take for down payment. I mean, the down payment is the glue that makes people fight for their property and do the right thing. And if you're not getting a down payment from them, then their incentive is drastically reduced. And it's very easy for them
I totally understand. I totally understand. But if we're trying to make it's not just altruism. We have this property that didn't cost us anything. So our only responsibility is $1,600 a month for the next 30 years.
It hasn't cost you anything yet, but it does.
Right. At this point, it hasn't cost us anything yet. Our liability is $1,600 a month for the next 29 years.
Okay.
So.
And how long is he paying? How long is he paying you? $2,650. How long does he have to pay that?
For 30 years. 30 years.
Okay. It's his homestead, right? He's going to live in it, so you can't disallow him to pay it off if he wants. So you're looking at being 25 right now. The way it looks, you're $25,000 upside down if he wants to pay you off.
Well, in full, like, I know that, I mean, everything is possible, but the only way it's possible if he has, if he wins the lottery, or, I mean, he's self-employed. There's no way he qualifies for any loan.
Let me ask you this: what is the house worth?
Yeah.
What is it worth? We know that, you know,
The house. Yeah, the house is worth around $300,000. They couldn't sell it in a regular way retail because of the commissions. And the problem is there were many people. There were people trying to buy it because to keep it as a rental or an investment property. But the association does not allow. I guess they have a limit on investors, on non-resident owners. And they reached that limit, so it has to be a resident owner. So we cannot rent it. We cannot do an Airbnb there. So our alternative is try to find someone else, but I don't know. Here I have a true thing in my hand. I know that I'm making $1,000 a month. So, but it will take me 2 years to make up this delta in the purchase price.
Yeah, this whole deal seems like it's trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and you know, I understand you got one thing going for you. You know, you're making $1,000 a month, but there's a lot of potential problems with this deal, and I would really make sure that my lawyer was in between me and the papers that I was given my my buyer, because I see, you know, if that VA ever calls the loan on you, which they have the right to do, you're upside down in this house, and you're going to have to find a way to pay it off. And you don't want that guy coming back to you if that happens, and you can't pay the house off, you know, the complete $285,000. So you really want to make sure this guy's got a third party and sign in front of a lawyer that he understands that if that note gets called due, he's losing the house and everything he put in it and all the money and all the payments he made, and that he can't come back on you if that happens. Mm-hmm. So that's a real big fear. You know, people they forget really fast that you tried to help them. They won't remember it for a second. Not 1 second. Right. Especially after 5 years, or, you know, when they've made 5 years of the payments. Heaven forbid they put in an addition or converted a garage, or, you know, spent money on it, and now they're going to be really pissed. So, yeah. Have you already bought this deal?
Well, we had the deed transferred to us, warranty deed. That was the essence of the purchase. There was no money exchange.
Yeah, I think I'd be looking for someone with 30 or 40 or 50,000 down, and I would put most of that money towards the $15,000 debt and to reduce the principal. But then I don't know if the payments work out. You know, you have to do some calculating to see if that works like that. But I would be charging $315, asking for $30,000 down, and then they owe me $285, and I'm in $285. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or actually, yeah. If you take the down payment money, $30,000, and you knock out the 15, and you keep 15 for yourself, and you give 15 for the past due taxes, now you're down to, you know, try to get your balance down to like $270, which is what's owed, so you don't owe anything else. So $270 plus $30,000 is $330,000. I'd be trying to sell it for $330 or $300 with $30,000 down. If they gave me $30,000 down, I would pay the 15 in taxes, and I'd be left with 15 in my hand, and they'd owe me $270, and that's what the balance is on the note, and that starts to make a little more sense. But you're still going to be in trouble if the VA happens to call this loan. You know, the chances of the VA calling the loan, I don't know, but it is a possibility, so you can't ignore that possibility. And you have to think to yourself, what am I going to do if the VA calls the loan? And if you can answer
Yeah.
that question and be at peace with how you're going to handle it when that happens, then go ahead. And if you can't be at peace with what you do if that happens, then I wouldn't do the deal.
Right. Okay. Good advice as always, Mitch. Thanks.
I just always have this idea that, you know, I'm from Texas, so I'll use a Texas thing. If you leave the pasture gate open, sooner or later, the cows are going to move from one pasture to another. Sooner or later, something's going to come through the gate. So you have some open gates here, and you have to assume that these gates are going to be used, even if the likelihood is not much, because it seems like every time I leave a gate open, it comes back to haunt me. Not this year, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that, but sooner or later, you know, I wish I wouldn't have left that gate open. And then all the money I thought I made, I didn't end up making.
Right. Thank you.
All right, girl. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Mitch. Sure. Appreciate you.